What's going on, guys? ShadowX here, back at you for another Dokkan battle video, and finally, the Year 3 LR EZAs got tweeted. We now know what they look like and what they do, and what they do is dumb. That's all I'm gonna say. So let's go ahead and break them down and see what they look like. So we'll start off with Super Vegito because obviously this is the main unit I think everyone cares more about. But don't sleep on Gogeta. I think he's very good as well. So let's break down Vegito here, and then we'll take a look at Gogeta next. So starting off with his leader skill here, he now leads Patara 3 key, and then this got bumped up to 180%. So that's actually substantial from what it was. Um, we weren't really sure what they were going to do with the leader skill, but now we know for sure. So 180% is very viable, especially if you're running like just Patara by itself and not like the fused fighter category, which both these characters are on. Those are 200% leads, so you do want to remember that, right? And then he leads int types 3 key and then 120% to stats. So very good leader skill. Especially for like Battlefield, right? Like you can definitely get away with running this guy as a lead now. That 120% is more than enough, I think. So his 12 key here raises attack and defense for 1 turn, and then his 18 key, same thing with Mega Colossal. So pretty good there. One thing you do want to note is both these LRs have ridiculously high stats, so keep that in mind. So his passive here, attack and defense 180%. Actually, another thing I want to point out is both of these characters before they transform actually have the same exact passive, so keep that in mind. So attack and defense 180%, medium chance of performing a critical hit, medium chance of evading enemies' attacks, including super attacks. Key 2 in addition to Rainbow Key Sphere obtained, and then performs the Patara fusion when conditions are met. So, I will say though, one thing I'm not really the biggest fan of giving characters a medium chance to do things. I think we need to stray away from that. It's either you should be able to do it or you can't. Because when you can't do it and you need to do it and you don't do it, it hurts badly. And a medium chance is only 30%, so at least make it a high chance or a great chance, I think, at best. I think they could have made these guys before they transform a little bit better, in my opinion. But they're still really good, right? So you don't want to take that away from them. Now, another thing to note with both these characters at the time of me recording this is they didn't mention anything about if their Patara fusion or regular fusion conditions are going to be changed at all. Right now it's 50% or below starting with the 6th turn, which is very difficult, right? You don't see it as frequently as you would like. However, though, like in something like the red zone event, I have found that you can quite get it a lot more frequently, just because you take so much damage in there. But again, I've said this a lot. In super difficult content such as the red zone, you cannot rely on beating the event on low HP. So that'll definitely hurt you. So again, links for both these characters when the EZA don't change, as well as categories. I can't talk right now, my words. Okay, so let's take a look at Super Vegito here, the main attraction, I would say, by far. This guy is what we've all been waiting for, right? This guy's dumb. He's ridiculous. Okay, so again, leader skills don't change. Super attack here, raises attack and defense for 1 turn on 12 key. Ultra super attack here, raises defense for 1 turn. And then Mega Colossal, and then he raises allies attack by 30% for 1 turn. So a little bit of a support type buff on that super attack effect. I like that. Definitely going to make the units around him stronger. And another thing to point out is both of these units are on the 200% leader skill, so you do want to remember that, which just makes both these characters even more dumb. So this is the best EZA by far. That's all I'm going to say. It's not even close. So let's continue. So his passive here, he fully recovers HP. He still has that. Gogeta has that as well still. Attack and defense 200% already at the start of the turn for free. Keep in mind his stats. Don't forget about that. And he's on the 200% leader skill. So this guy is going to be starting the turn at like 300 plus K defense, and he's countering, right? And if he's crit countering, the amount of damage he's going to do, he's going to be soloing stuff by himself for free. This guy's dumb. So again, he counters, reduce damage received by 30% for 3 turns from the start of turn. Keep in mind, with this, he's going to be sitting comfortably with 300 plus K defense. He's fine defensively. In the red zone, I think this guy is going to solo it. Like, we don't know how hard the final 3 stages are going to be, But Baby's already so hard enough. What the hell is Omega gonna look like? That's what I'm most curious for, and how this Vegito performs, against him. We'll see, but I'm very excited. So he reduces damage received by 15%. Without, if this damage reduction wasn't enough, on top of that ridiculously high defense that he's gonna have, he has a tank. Like, what is this guy dying to? Like, he's just going to kill everything. Like this. This is the best EZA in the game. He's so far and above away everything else. Like, it's not even close in terms of EZAs, I feel like. So 50% from the fourth turn, right? So then he gets 3 key in addition per rainbow keys for obtained. So with the proper setup, you will see this guy probably above, or near 24 key quite frequently, which is really good, right? So this guy's just dumb. He's so insane. It's ludicrous what they did to him. What did they do to him? Like, they really just said fuck it, and I love it. So okay, so let's take a look at Gogeta here. Before he's transformed, of course. Okay, so again, not really much to look at. He's very similarly designed to Vegito, right? I did mention that in my previous breakdown video of what I wanted these characters to look like. I did expect them to be very similarly designed because they came out literally at the same time, right? So it makes sense from that aspect, right? So literally, like, leader skill is pretty much the same. It's just Gogeta's physical with and leading fusion, right? So super attack on 12 and 18 keys is literally the same. Passive, as I mentioned previously, is literally the same. And then their fusion conditions have yet to be announced if they're going to be changed or not. I would really hope them to change it. That's best case scenario, but we will see. So let's just jump to Super Gogeta and see what he's looking like compared to Vegito, because this is going to be the big aspect, I feel like, for this unit in terms of if he even can compete with what Vegito is doing. And I'm just going to cut to the chase and tell you guys, no, not even close. So his super attack here on 12 key raises attack and defense for 1 turn. His 18 key here greatly raises defense for 1 turn, just like Vegito, and then greatly lowering attack and defense. Now, one thing with this 18 key currently, the way it is, it's actually rather pointless because by the time you get to turn 6 and you transform this guy, most bosses in the game that you're fighting can't even lower their attack and defense. So this super attack effect as of right now is rather pointless for difficult content or long events, right? So if they change the fusion condition to, I don't know, like 4 turns, I definitely think this becomes more viable. But we'll see if they do that. Again, best case scenario, but we'll see. So passive here, he fully recovers HP, just like Vegito. He still has that. Super effective against all types. He still has that as well. So just like Vegito, he's getting attack and defense 200% at the start of turn. Remember, he has very high stats, and he's also under the 200% leader skill. So he's dumb. 350 plus K defense at the start of turn for free. Super effective against all types. This guy's going to be hitting very hard with high stats, so keep that in mind. And then this is just dumb. Why did they do this? This is actually the most disappointing thing with this unit, I feel like. So he performs a critical hit when attacking, and then he has a high chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attacks from 3 turns from the start of fight. So here's the problem with this unit. So they gave him guaranteed critical hits, but he's already super effective against all types. So it's actually pointless. Like, he's already outputting more damage because he's super effective against all types than like a regular unit, right? On top of the fact that he's an LR with ridiculously high stats. So I would have much preferred if this was like a guaranteed additional. In order for this guy to even compete in terms of like the overall damage output that Vegito's doing, this guy needs like guaranteed double crit super attacks. Like, I don't know. Because I just feel like this guy isn't even gonna come close in terms of like damage output to Vegito, right? He's still very good. Like, he's going to output a lot of damage himself, and he's going to be viable defensively, right? But he's just not going to match Vegito, and I don't think that there was really any way that they even could make this guy match Vegito. Vegito is just insane with those crit counters, right? Or, I mean, just counters in general, right? Especially when they're critting is what I meant. So okay, so he also has a high chance of performing a critical hit, and then medium chance of evading enemies' attack, including super attacks, starting from the 4th turn from the start of battle. And just like Vegito, 3 key in addition to rainbow key serves obtained. So you guys can see, like, both these units are very similarly designed, right? As I expected them to be. So it's good because they're both very good. I think these two are probably the best EZAs in the game by far. This guy isn't on Vegito's level, I don't feel like. But they're just ridiculous. regardless, right? So I just think I think before they transform, I think they could have made them a little bit better. That's probably my only negative gripe, I guess. But overall, I'm just completely satisfied. I'm super excited for both these EZAs. One other thing I want to point out real quick before we go ahead and wrap up is I do think for this EZA, it's probably just going to be one stage with both the medals, combined as they typically do. I don't think this is going to be two separate EZAs. But I do think the rewards still are going to be very good. Probably like 50 stones at best, I think. It'll be interesting to see if it'll be 10 stages or 20. 10 for each character. I think that would really be ideal, but we'll see. But I definitely think they're going to ramp up the difficulty and make it really hard, just because of given how how good both these characters are. I think they're more than deserving of having difficult EZA events. But we will see what they look like. So that is going to do it for this one. Let me know what you guys think of Super Vegito and Gogeta, and I guess until next time, I'll see you all in the next one. Thank you guys for watching.